everyone. I Vikas Kumar from St. Xavier's College of Education. Today I am going to discuss a topic, instructional system design and models of development of ISD like ADDIE and Assure model. This is an assignment given by our Associate Professor Dr. Vikramjit Singh sir for the paper Educational Technology and ICT. This is presented by me, Vikas Kumar Singh, batch M.Ed 22-24. So let's start. So at the end of this session, we will learn, understand the concept and importance of instructional system design, analyze two major ISD models like ADDIE and Assure models, comparison of these models, when to use which models, and the last summary or conclusion. At the end of this session, I hope you will think like an instructional designer systematically, strategically, and effectively. So let's start one by one. So first, what is concept of instructional system design? What is instructional system design? So as we all know, instructional system design is the process by which instructional materials are designed, developed, and delivered. So what we understand, instructional design is a systematic process through which we can design any instructional materials, we can develop it, and we can deliver it in an effective manner. So instructional system design is the analysis of learning needs and systematic development of instruction. So what it analyzes? It analyzes the learning needs and systematic development of instructions. It is the philosophy, methodology, and approach used to deliver information. So what is the instruction system? It is a philosophy, methodology, and approach used to deliver information in an effective way. So now let's definition of ISD. What is ISD? According to Sarah McNeil, instructional design is that branch of knowledge concerned with research and theory about instructional strategy and the process for developing and implementing those strategies. So, according to this definition, what we can say? We can say that instructional design is the branch of knowledge which concerned about research or theory about what? About instructional strategies, about the process of developing and implementing those strategies in an effective way. Now, we see that how ISD as art, as science, as process, and as discipline. As you all know, art belongs to creative application of learning principles. ISD provides an idea for creative applications of learning principles. As we just discussed before, it follows a systematic approach, research-based systematic approach. It is a process, structure, methodology for creating instructions, and the last discipline, field of study with established principles. Now move on to the next slide, and here we discuss why do we need ISD? What is the importance of ISD? Which type of problems that ISD solve? So I made these two comparative tables. As you all can see, first, without systematic design, how we implement, how we teach, how we instruct in a class, and what we achieve after and the class, and with systematic design, how we can do it in a better way. So without systematic design, what we face? We just go into the class, just start teaching in a random way. Random teaching approach, inconsistent learning outcomes, all these things are happening when we go into the class without any systematic design or any instructional plan. Wasted time and resources, no clear success measures, and students' confusion and frustrations. So all these things happen when we go into the class without systematic design. And what happened after ISD, after when we go to the class with proper planning, then what we see? We do evidence-based instructional strategies, predictable, measurable results because we already planned something, and then go to the class, efficient use of time and materials, and clear accountability measures student success and engagement. After all implementation of instructional system design or instructional strategies, we achieve a certain goals through which we can assess students' success and engagement. Now, move to the models of development of ISD. As I just see that we have to discuss ADDIE model and Assure model in this session. So let's begin with ADDIE model. What is ADDIE model? It is a framework used by training developers and instructional designers to create instructions. It is a model which provides a way to all the instructional designers or creating any instructions. Like for the teachers, it helps to make an instructional plan. It represents a guideline for building effective training and performance support tools in 5 phases. So as we all know, AD is an acronym which follows. These 5 phases provide the framework for the development of training courses in a systematic and cost-effective manner. Now let's see what is the meaning of ADDIE acronym. ADDIE stands for, A stands for analyze, D stands for design, again D for develop, I for implement, and E for evaluate. So all these steps are interconnected. Without analyzing anything, we cannot design. And until we analyze or design, then we cannot develop. So all these steps are associated. We discuss all these steps in detail in the next slides. So let's move on to the next. Again, we can see here analysis, design, development, implementation, and evaluation. So it is an acronym which follows this stage. Now move on to the next one. Analyze. What we analyze. So when we develop an instructional plan or instructional strategy, then first we have to analyze the steps. This step establishes the instructional goals, objectives, and targeted outcomes. There should be no repetition and duplication of knowledge. We have to analyze all the content, all the things. So that means should be no repetition and duplication of knowledge. Then a training plan with training needs analysis should be complete for the design phase. Now design. On the basis of this analysis, we design the plan. And in this designing phase, what we design? Delivery methods, how we deliver the instructions in the class, duration, content elements, exercises and activities, assessment type and tools, and visuals. Now develop. In ADDIE, A stands for analyze, D design, and now on develop. On the basis of this designing phase, now we develop the course content is developed by using the above design plan. All needed assets, how we use audio, visual aids should be created to make learning effective. Now programmers should integrate and develop the technologies to make the design plan effective. Now when we develop all these course content, now we plan how it implement in a class or in a scenario where we can make it more better and more effective. So now what it implement, how on the basis of all the previous 3 phases, now we implement. Delivery phase, learning services are delivered to the learners. It is a phase of implement is the phase of delivery phase. Okay. So learning services are delivered to the learners. Now competent trainers should in the implementation part. And the last, we all know every models, I think we also see that Assure model is also the last phase is evaluation. So it is a very important process in any models that it provides a framework, a detail about how we achieve the goals or not. And finally, when we evaluate, then this check either the learning objectives are being completed or not. It establishes the requirement modifications to increase the efficiency and success of growth of learning. And the last, a feedback mechanism should be there, ensure that the course made the learning needs on students. Now move on to the next models of ISD, which is Assure model. So let's see what is Assure model. Assure model is 6 steps instructional system design intended to help teachers utilize technology and media in the classroom. Just just focus on these lines. Just we see ADDIE model, which help us to create an instructional system design or instruction plan also. But here in Assure model, we more emphasize that teachers utilize technology and media in the classroom for effective delivery of content for effective teaching learning process. So let's see. Assure is a way to ensure that the learning environment is appropriate for students. Assure can be used in lesson plans to improve your own teaching and your students' learning while using technology. In this era, we all know that how ICT and technology are important. And after using technology, we can make more efficient any classes in a better way, or we can deliver any content in an effective way. It is developed by Loward, Hinek, Michael Mollett, and James D. Russell. Now, Assure is also an acronym in which A stands for Analyze Learners. So in Analyze Learners, what we analyze, identify the learners so that you can choose the objectives and methods accordingly. Analyze the audience in terms of general and specific objectives. Identify the learning styles of the students, logically, visually, and musically. Now, states of A stand for state objective. Objectives are the learning outcomes. ABCD of learning objectives. A for audience, B for behavior, C for conditions, and D for degree. And define clear technology support learning outcomes. Now, S for select instructional methods, media, and materials. Choose an appropriate media format through which we can deliver a content in an effective way, and select modifying and designing the specific materials within that format. Now, U stand for utilize media and materials. Maximum utilization of media and materials should be there to enhance the learning, to make the utilization in effective and efficient way, in which review the material, practice the presentation, prepare an environment, and the last, prepare an audience and presentation. Now, require learners' participation. It is the 5th step, which encourages to participation of learners in the learning process, enhance learning. It provides an opportunity for the learner to test the lessons being taught. E, as we see in ADDIE model also, E is the last step. Here in Assure modeling, E is the also last step, which is evaluate and revise. Final step, which is the final step, evaluate the collected data. Purpose of this evaluation is to measure the student's achievement to evaluate media, methods, and instructional process. In case of delimitation, faulty parts of the plan is being revised. Now, a comparison between both the models. It provides a comprehensive projects, a new program development, and formal training programs. ADDIE model provides all these things. An Assure model focuses on classroom integration of technology, lesson level planning, and teacher-centered design. So this model focuses on integrating technology in the classroom. And the last summary or conclusion, what we learned in this class. ISD provides systematic approaches to creating effective instruction. Different models suit different contexts and purposes. Clear objectives are the foundation of good instruction, as we all know. SMART and ABCD frameworks ensure objective quality, and evaluation and revision are the continuous process. So, and these both the models for objective quality. So make sure that objectives should be clear in any instructional design, which can make our teaching learning process more effective and efficient. So this is all about this session. So thank you everyone. Thank you.